Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Until 6, where we talk about all things related to Five Nights at Freddy's. Today we're going to talk about lost media in the FNAF franchise. And the first piece of lost media related to FNAF is the original FNAF 1 trailer. Now, the FNAF 1 trailer that's currently up today had a comment on it. It was the first ever comment, and it was by user known as Wallmeat. In this comment, he talked about an earlier trailer, which he described, which was much gorier and more graphic, and how he was glad there were changes made to the second trailer. The second trailer being the one that's currently up on his YouTube channel right now. Now, about 10 years later, in the early 2020s, Walmart was found and contacted on Twitter and asked about this. He claimed that the original trailer, the animatronics had HAL 9000-like eyes, and it was much more graphic. Now, on Scott's Steam page, an image was found which depicted an endoskeleton with these HAL 9000 eyes, like Walter described, giving evidence to this actual being a original trailer. Now, eventually, a video was found on Scott's old Google Plus page via the Wayback Machine, titled 5 Nights, giving even more credence to this idea that there was a lost FNAF trailer. Now, eventually, Wallmeat came out and said that there was no original trailer. The original trailer, the earlier trailers he talked about as common, was the exact same trailer that was up on YouTube. So in the comment, he was talking about an older version of the trailer that was much more graphic. He was talking about the exact same trailer that was currently up. And the comment was on that exact same trailer that was currently up, so it doesn't make much sense really. But apparently it doesn't exist, leaving the question of what exactly was 5 Nights. Now, on the next one. Five Nights at Freddy's Augmented Reality Special Delivery was a free mobile game released on iOS and Android on November 25th, 2019. It was similar to games like Pokemon Go, where you'd play in the real world. In Universe, what was going on is that you subscribed to a delivery service where animatronics would be sent to your house for special events. But they had gone haywire, and now you had to defend yourself against them. You could send animatronics to other people's homes, use ploys to bring in specific kinds of animatronics to your house, and even collect remnants. Now, the service was shut down in March of 2024, and it was delisted, making it completely unplayable. Even if you had downloaded the game, it's still completely unplayable now, as an online service on the servers, Steelwool, so you just can't play it now anymore. It's completely gone. Now, the mobile port of FNAF World. Now, on January 12, 2017, an Android port of FNAF World was made. It was only up for one day, and on the following day of January 13, 2017, it was taken down. There were plans made for an iOS version, but these never went through, and only the Android version was made. The only way to play this Android version is if the user still has the APAC files still inside their phone. And since it was nearly 10 years ago, it was only up for a single day. It's highly unlikely anyways or anybody even got these. Before the release of FNAF, there was a Kickstarter made. This Kickstarter lasted for only a few days, lasting from June 14th to June 17th before it was cancelled. Most likely because Scott realized he could make this game all by himself without needing funding from people. But in the tiers, which was the gifts that givers would receive for giving certain amounts of money, the basic $5 donated, which would get you 5 wallpapers. And these wallpapers were never released, and we don't know what these wallpapers would have been. But we do know that 5 wallpapers were at least planned to be part of this package. Now, if we look at the expected delivery for each of these things, being the wallpapers, an early release copy, and beta tester, the beta tester service was planned to be coming out in October. With the next one, and the following one of the early release copy of September. This could possibly have meant that FNAF must come out much later than it really did, being maybe coming out in October or November, unlike in its actual August release. Now, the FNAF movie was in production for almost 10 years. It started production in April of 2015, and didn't come out until October of 2023. That's about 8 years or so. And over this course, there were many scrapped screenplays. Originally, it was going to be a Warner Brothers film, but it ended up becoming a Blumhouse picture. And now, one of these screenplays actually did get given away to somebody, and they released a few, and they gave some information out, but it didn't release any pages, just giving some basic information about it. And Scott gave us a list of all of these scrapped screenplays, but released no pages from it. We aren't sure exactly which screenplay the version that was given away was. It may have been a completely different screenplay never talked about before, but from the information, it seems it possibly could have been the Ghost Tracker screenplay. I'm going to list off some of these screenplays that were scrapped, in no particular order. Project F, which was about a secret government facility inside of Freddy's. Plushy's Take Manhattan, which is where kind of a parody of Muppets Take Manhattan. It was scrapped for obvious reasons. The Silver Eyes is a adaptation, which is just a pure adaptation of the Silver Eyes. The Pawn Shop screenplay, where a boy bought Freddy from a pawn shop and had to work together with him to save the animatronics. The Cassidy screenplay, a very lore-heavy story about Cassidy, and it only really would have worked if you were a big fan about it. The Random Charlie screenplay, about a random Charlie not related to Charlie and Emily at all, who went into Freddy's after losing her toy in there and things happened. The Misfit Kid screenplay, which is about a misfit outcast kid who had adventures at Freddy's. The Ghost Trackers, one where a bunch of ghost trackers went into Freddy's to investigate the paranormal hauntings about it, and things happened. And then the Insane screenplay, which merged FNAF, which merged different games together. You merged your FNAF sister location of the original game, and there was a whole massive bunker inside. It was crazy. So I call it this Insane screenplay. Now, no pages of these have been released. Now, from what we know about this given away screenplay, it could probably be the Ghost Tracker screenplay. According from what we know, in this screenplay that was given away, Mike Schmidt dies in the very beginning of the movie. Oof. And there is a group of kids who run a YouTube channel investigating paranormal activity, and they hear about what happened to Mike, so they go to the restaurant to make a video about it for the YouTube channel and investigate the paranormal hauntings, and things happen. In this version of the movie, William Afton wasn't called William Afton because at the time it was written, he didn't have a name yet. The Silver Eyes wasn't out yet. But this is likely the Ghost Tracker screenplay, probably, since, a group of people going to Freddy's to investigate paranormal activity, it makes sense. Now, there was a bunch of FNAF fan-lost media. Lots and lots of fan-lost media. But I did this subject for another day. It's a completely different ball game, and so much else to cover than just, this stuff is pretty simple to cover. So if you want to see that, say so in the comments. I'll see y'all around sometime soon, so bye, have a nice time. I'll see ya.